making your way into the Wolves Den live on a Friday night. We welcome you to Anchorage, as it is the Anchorage Wolves hosting the Albuquerque Adams. It's already week 3 in the SFL, if you can believe it, folks, but we are absolutely thrilled to be with you to start a super weekend right here on the Virtual Football Network. Cameron Duty here with my partner, DJ Kilgannon. Big thanks to Justin Rasine and Ron Haynes in the stats truck, and of course, Cameron Irvine at SFL headquarters. All right, Anthony, we talked before this game, before we went on the air. We said 2 teams right now that are looking to have a big win, of course, and improve on their records. Albuquerque looking for their first win. Anchorage looking to go 2-1. Could have easily been 2-0, except for their 1 point difference. So what's some of your keys to the game early in this SFL season matchup?
Cameron, what we are seeing from Anchorage early in the season is they want to dominate on the ground. So they are leading the league in rushing. They're leading the league in rushing attempts, and they are number 1 in scoring efficiency in the red zone. So you really have to stop that early, or this is going to be a long game.
So, as you talk about, I think it's going to be a game that you're not going to want to go anywhere for the next 4 quarters, or maybe even a little more. We'll see. We're here for this is underway, and Anchorage will start as we will pick action up from the 20-yard line. The Anchorage Wolves led by their quarterback, Silas Christensen. The backs, John Osmosis, Charlie Baker, Richard Powers, and Lars Bazar will pick up this first play here. Christensen under center. Ryan Davis goes in motion. It's a handoff. Popping out to the right side there, that is Osmosis, back to the line of scrimmage. Continuing with the starting lineup for the Wolves. The backs, or the receivers, excuse me, Kevin Parker, Ryan Davis, Bob Wood, Guy Clausen, Joe Bees, Jonathan Kilgore, and Torneo Rivera. 2nd and 9. They give Osmosis a yard on that last other pitch right side. It is again well contained. That's Charlie Baker, although Gore puts him down quickly at the line. On the line, speaking of, for the Anchorage Wolves, you have the 2 tackles, Dane Jensen, Bill Dean. The guards are Dan Pickle and Kai Pickle, and at center, it's Landon on him. We already have 3rd and 9 coming up here for the Wolves. 4 receivers lined up to the right side of the formation. Here goes Christensen. The pocket collapse. He takes off and he runs for the first down. It comes out, and Albuquerque recovers, and Christensen is down.
Everything you didn't want to happen happened on that play. Your quarterback breaks free, didn't slide in time, fumbles the football on 3rd down and close to their red zone, and gets injured. So let's hope your star quarterback is okay, and make sure that next time you give up your body and slide earlier.
For Albuquerque, Cyrus Job now under center. What a dramatic turn of events. Play clock down to 5. Great field position. Albuquerque looking to take advantage. Here's a run up the middle. It's Josh Slapp who picks up 3.
Now for Albuquerque, you're already in field goal range. The key to this game is scoring points off the turnover. You got a turnover now. You want to play smart football and take the lead.
2nd and 7 coming here for the Albuquerque Adams. We'll get to this offensive lineup in just a moment. Here is a throw. It is complete. Reeling that one in is big number 80 for the Adams, as we've got a 3rd and 1 coming up. Let's quickly look at this offensive lineup for the Adams. It's quarterback Cyrus Jive. The halfbacks are Josh Slapp, Jason Williams, and Justin Williams. And we'll stop right there on a big 3rd and 1 play. Stopped and stuffed. Good defense. Wolves and Zachary Babineau.
So we see both defenses making key plays on 3rd down here. Good job by stopping Albuquerque early in the red zone here, forcing the field goal where they were definitely looking trying to score.
Meanwhile, the special teams unit on to attempt the field goal, and it is wide right. not able to capitalize off the turnover. It's Sammy Steele. It just pushes it just a little bit to the right.
That has to be frustrating, Cameron. You get the ball in prime position, and you come away with nothing. So essentially, that drive was for nothing here. And now you have to go back on defense and see you can do the same thing again.
So all for naught for the Albuquerque Adams. The Wolves get a break. We reset right about where they left off. It's Osmosis with the carry, and he picks up 8. Anthony will go quickly through this Albuquerque defense. The defensive ends are Chris Porter, Leo Jefferson, and Dave Wolf. The defensive tackles Joshua Williams. The linebackers are Seth N, Saeed Gore, and Mark Gronick. The cornerbacks are Mark Bryant, Daniel Valentine, and Zach Lane. The safeties are T. Frosty, Moose Papineau, and Bryant James. So 2nd and 2, you see motion. Ryan Davis is out wide. And it is a pitch to the left. Again, just defense from this Albuquerque Adams. That's James on the stop.
And Cameron, let's keep an eye out. Backup quarterback for Anchorage is Trevor Banks. You got to make him throw the football. He probably didn't get a lot of reps in practice, so you want to stop the run and make him throw the football and earn that respect.
That's exactly right. So focus on the ground on 3rd and short. They don't get it. And as you said, Anthony, the focus just allowing Banks to take some reps right now, as we'll see our first challenge of the day by Anchorage. But, you know, such a good point that you bring up there with Banks coming in and having to get quickly acclimated with this starting offense.
You're probably going to be cold. You didn't get a lot of warm-up before the game. And now you go up there and you got to run the same playbook. But right here, this play, it looked like he might be short. We got to see where the nose of the football is when he got tackled. That's really close, Cameron. It might be a first down, but I don't mind the challenge flag.
No, not at all. You know, anything to get your team a little forward traction here, I say. The ruling on the field does stand, though. Anchorage will be charged the timeout, and you will see probably the punting unit certainly coming on this side of the field for Anchorage.
Dare I say, very strange first 3 series from each team right here. So let's just hope that things can calm down. Albuquerque can get back to the ball and see if they can have a productive drive.
Jim Garfield, the rookie, to punt this one away. Good punt, fielded at the 20 and brought back to the 23-yard line, which is where Albuquerque will set up shop. We will look at this Albuquerque starting lineup. We got a chance to start it. Let's finish it. We mentioned quarterback Cyrus Jive. The backs are Josh Slapp, Jason and Justin Williams. The wide receivers are Siege Falco, Clarence Lee, and Kay Marion. The tight end is Jack Wall. The tackle is Queen Porter. The 2 guards, Jerry and James, and Leah Williams, as that Slapp running hard for 5 first down.
All right, that's a good run on first down here, 5 yards. It opens up. You can really pass the football you lead to, but I like this heavy set. Run and let's test out this defense.
Jive gonna throw and completes. Really nice job of Jack Wall, the veteran there in his 4th season in Albuquerque, adjusting his body to the pass.
I love it. Drive, go down the field, plant, and turn and show your body and show the numbers right there. Good little button route to 7 yards. Recognize the first down marker.
Fresh set of downs now for the Adams. 5:35 remaining in the first. An adventure-packed first half of the first quarter, as we see motion with Siege Falco in his first season here, coming over from Atlanta. Pushing the pile, left side. That is not going to get anywhere. In fact, that's the big man, Robert Cron, who makes the stop. The defensive unit, the ends are Darko Young and Finn Steele for the Wolves. The tackles, Harrison Kilgorner, as we mentioned, Robert Cron. The linebackers, Duncan Onim, Luke Swift, Dexter Jackson, and Zachary Babineau. Will pause for 2nd and 10 here. A throw job down the seam, complete. Anthony, touch upon that because that's a beautiful play by Kay Marion. Oh, no, excuse me, Anthony. We've got another injury for Anchorage, and it's Belmont, Eric Belmont down.
Yeah, your star cornerback hurt. Like I said, maybe it's some cramps. This is the 2nd injury we saw in 3 drives for them, and let's hope everything's okay.
Yeah, indeed. How unfortunate that is. As that, for Albuquerque, though, a beautiful pass by Cyrus Drive, connecting with the 11-season veteran, Kay Marion, as she gets the reception to keep drive going just past midfield. Now we see the fullback, Justin Williams, in motion. Albuquerque. Here's Jive once more to pass. Slings it out. Trying to set up a little wide receiver screen. It's read nicely. 2nd and 10. We will mention this, the remainder of this Anchorage starting lineup on defense. We lift off with the backs. It's Adam Jones, Julian Gasca, and Eric Belmont, as we mentioned, and Major Key at cornerback. It's then the safeties, Alex Marshall, Kanye Rockefeller, and Justin Rasad, who rounds that lineup out. That pass just a little off the mark as it skips along the ground. Incomplete. It was in the area.
Yeah, looking for that quick pass. What they're doing there, I do like how the quarterback is doing a 3-step drop, trying to get the ball out quickly, looking for the first progression. If it's not there, trying to get the ball out as quickly as possible.
Keep an eye on Marion, going in motion again, this time left side. Jive dropping back, gonna throw, puts it up, contested in the area. That was Siege Falco trying to use that height advantage, 6'4", 235, just off the mark. Albuquerque will have to punt.
And looking like they were trying to throw towards a replacement for Eric. Good job by the defense, recognizing where the first down marker is and making sure nobody from Albuquerque got behind him.
That will bring on punter Ken Miller. His 2nd season over in Albuquerque. That's a beautiful punt. It's going to get, I believe, an unfortunate bounce. Did that land at the 1 here, Anthony? This could be closer than we think. Oh, no, it will come back to the 20. I thought they might have had a chance.
That's a very close punt right there.
That's a beautiful punt. And like we said, literally just inches shy of landing them right at the 1 yard line. And boy, that would have been devastating, especially with this quarterback Trevor Banks coming in, trying to lead this team with Christensen out. Hopefully we'll get an update on him if he doesn't return to the game. First, just to recap, his first play dropping back to throw, it is a scramble by Silas Christensen that causes a fumble and an injury to QB number 8, and he is still out of this game. Here is Banks, gonna throw. That's a nice reception, a nice read indeed. Coming up with that one is Kevin Parker, the rookie.
And if I'm Albuquerque, I am daring the Trevor Banks to throw the football and beat us in the air. That time, good job. Nice little seam route up the middle. Threw it right ahead of the wide receiver. But we're going to need to see more of that because right now they're going to stack up the run.
Yes, they are. There's Banks. Oh, he throws a nice little screen pass behind the line, and that's once again the rookie Parker who takes it upfield, turns it upfield for a first down.
Oh, I like that play right there. Just a nice little quick screen pass right there. Let the receiver lead with the ball and go up the field with it. Let the receiver do the work, but nice little short pass, high percentage passes gives you confidence for a backup quarterback.
Here's Christensen again, starting, as you said, build that rapport. And, Trevor Banks, I'm sorry, as Christensen is still out. Banks doing a fantastic job for the most part here. Osmosis with the give. And right now, this offensive line struggling to help their backs out. That's another stop. As a matter of fact, it's for loss.
And they feel confident with Banks. Empty set again.
Here we go. Rolls out slightly left and throws. Puts it up there for Ryan Davis. It is a good coverage by Zach Lay.
And normally you'll see different plays for your backup because, the confidence and everything. But it looks like they are going with their playbook. They're saying, hey, he can do anything that Christensen can, and they're going to let him fly it out.
Yeah, they feel confidence in this guy. Here's another rollout. Rolls left, throws back right into double coverage. It's off the hands of TJ Frosty. Had he been able to reel that one in, there weren't going to be many people between himself and the end zone. Lucky for Anchorage, it's incomplete.
Look, there's not a lot of quarterbacks that can make that throw. That's very difficult. When you're rolling out to your weak side, which you're a right-hand quarterback, you're rolling out to the left, and you're throwing across your body, that's the most dangerous throw.
Garth punts. And it is returned out to the 27-yard line. Well, we've got a defensive juggernaut at this moment, Anthony, as we start this game. Just to remind everybody, smash that like button. We'll talk more about it as the game goes on. The more likes you give, the more that it is going to benefit you as players here in the Virtual Football Network. First and 10. Here's Giles. Play left side, going nowhere. Slap again, having the same issues as Anchorage. Nobody really getting any traction down in the trenches.
And if I'm Albuquerque, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to attack where Belmont's backup is and test out, try to get some yardage in the air.
Backs. It's a give right up the middle, so they go right to the meat there of the line. And that is a decent gain, and not too much, though. It will bring up 3rd and 7. Jackson makes the stop.
Another 3rd and long situation here. We recognize the first down marker. We have to do something here. I like the little button hook they had in the first drive. Look for something inside.
Jive throws over top. A bevy of Anchorage Wolves out there again, finding K. Marion. 6'6". That'll help you reel that one in over top everybody every time.
And that's a tough throw. Anchorage is playing more of a soft shell cover 2, and they just threw it right over the flat defender. Good job with that throw. That's a perfect place ball.
2 receivers to the right here. As you see at the bottom of your screen, Jive going to look towards the middle and completes to Marion once more. Again, just using that height advantage that she currently has over the defender guarding her in the last couple of snaps.
That's exactly how you do it. When you got a 6'6" receiver, let her do the work. Just throw the ball up in the air.
Just got to give her a chance. And, you know, Cyrus Jive is very much comfortable in doing that. A 2-time All-Star, most recently in season 25. 2nd and inch is coming here. It is Slap again, pushing hard, but not going to get the first again. Man, what a stop by the Wolves. That's number 25 on the play who comes in and makes the stop. Darius Abraham.
Yeah, good job by that backup cornerback making a big play here. 3rd and 1. Looks like they're going to test that run defense out.
Using the eye, and I don't believe Slap got it. Tried to spin his way to the first. Adam Jones says no, sir.
That interior line for Ambridge is doing such a fantastic job. This is the 2nd challenge by Albuquerque right here. No, that's the first one. The other one was from Ambridge.
Yeah, 2nd challenge total in the game. Also for a spot on a 3rd and inches call going into the 4th down. Let's see what we've got in the review here. Take a look at these angles. Watch Slap try to fight for.
And it makes it tough because Robert Cron pushed that center back that made the running back make the adjustment, and that could have cost him the first down. It was that interior push that could have caused this not to be a first down here.
And more, the play on the field stands. Albuquerque charged a timeout, so both Anchorage and Albuquerque down a timeout early in this first half off of failed challenges. And so once again, we will see. No, all right, we're going to get a little gutsy gambling here by the Adams, lining up and going for it on 4th and 1 right at midfield. Line up in the eye. Here we go. Slap gets the first. I love that play call. I love the aggression there, Anthony.
Yep, absolutely love it. That left side, that's where Slap was trying to get to on that 3rd down, and they went right behind that guard there. The guard, which is Jaron Jones, did a fantastic job pushing it and getting enough for that first down.
Folks, after quarter number 1, we're all knotted up at 0 in what has been a game that feels like every inch takes a mile to gain. You're watching the SFL on the Virtual Football Network. We're here in Anchorage. The Wolves host the Albuquerque Adams. Cameron Duty and Anthony Ellison here on the call. Big thanks to Justin Rassine and Ron Haynes and the stats truck, and of course Cameron Irvine back at HQ. Oh man, look at Cyrus Job getting, as I like to say, obliterated in the backfield, blasted by Darko Young.
And Darko Young did not get touched. It was a speed rush, and that tackle, you have to get your hand on that defender. If you just let them come scot-free right there, that's how your quarterback gets hurt.
So a great drive with the gutsy 4th down call. They get pushed back on the 1st down sack. That's Marion who makes some of it back up, but they're forced with the 3rd and 9.
And this is tough here. They haven't been converting on 3rd down. This is 3rd and long. And Anchorage is playing great defense on 3rd down, not letting them get that 1st down marker.
Here's John with good protection all day. A throw down the seam and throws it too far ahead of the intended target, Clarence Lee. That is off the hands, deflected away by Alex Marshall. It's 4th and 9.
I think that's a miscommunication throw right there. The quarterback jive is looking for you to keep on going deeper across from that post, but it looks like the receiver wanted to sit down in front of that safety to make the catch.
Ken Miller going to sky this one, fielded at the 18, and pretty much tackled promptly. Porter makes the stop for the Albuquerque Adams. Folks, every Monday Night Spectacular, you can win money for your player or team bank by playing VFN Bingo alongside the featured game of the week. Claim your virtual card and mark off numbers coinciding with the yardage of scores and the scores themselves. The pot is up to $90,000. See the VFN Bingo section of the SFL server for more information. Coming out, an empty set here, folks. Again, keep in mind, Trevor Banks coming off the bench to relieve Silas Christensen if you're just tuning in. Banks going to throw, middle of the field, complete. Nice run after the catch by Ryan Davis, ensuring the 1st down.
There it is, another empty set here. And what does that do? You're going to find that receiver matched up against a linebacker. And you know what? I'm taking a receiver all day, every day. Inside route, slant route against a linebacker. Beat him off the line of scrimmage for a 1st down. Great pitch and catch.
It's a nice little shimmy there by Ryan Davis right in front of Mark Gronick. Made all the difference in that play. Here's Banks with the give. Again, stuffed at the line. Coming in was Gronick to make the stop that time, and that will put them in a 2nd and 9 situation.
And it's really different because we were expecting Anchorage to come out and run the football effectively, but Albuquerque has been doing a fantastic job on the run defense.
That is a fact. Here's a throw again. What a great strike. Just a quick drop back there for the quarterback and finding his man Davis, who Banks is really developing a nice, comfortable rapport with.
Take a look at it. 3-step drop. And what's happening on that 3rd step? The ball is out of Banks' hands. That is a way to make high efficient passes right there. Don't sit in the pocket forever and let things come to you. Get the ball out of your hands. Give it to your playmakers.
Tough set of downs, and each and every snap, Banks looks more and more comfortable. Here's a run, the first big run of the day by the Wolves, and it is Osmosis with the big run pushed out of bounds after a 1st down.
And Cameron, ask me why that happened. Don't worry, I'll answer it for you. When you pass the ball effectively, it's going to open up running lanes. Why? Because now we need to watch those receivers. So you had a couple good throws, and now there's your running lane. There's your bread and butter there. But it's all about having balance. And right now, that's exactly what we're seeing out of this backup quarterback.
An empty set coming here. This is Banks going to throw one up and overthrows everybody. Might be a good thing, too, going for Clausen. But there were 2 Albuquerque Adam defenders in the area wanting to try to pick that one off.
Now, it gets a little bit trickier when you get closer and closer to the red zone because that's less yardage you have to work with. So you have to be careful throwing into double coverage. They're playing tight zone.
Again, empty set. Here's Banks. Pressure coming, but he finds his man. Oh, a spin move. A thing of beauty by Guy Clausen. He works his way down to the touchdown for the Wolves.
I can't stress it enough. Get the ball to your playmakers. 3-step drop and let the ball slide. What a way to get inside of that cornerback there on a nice little back shoulder, cut in front of that DB, and then made a spin move to get to the end zone. You wouldn't believe that's a backup quarterback, but they have confidence that he can make that throw, and that's exactly what we saw right there.
No doubt that is highlight reel material that you're probably going to see on SFL Blitz on Tuesday night, hosted by Commissioner Cameron Irvine. The extra point is good by Garfield, and Anchorage with backup quarterback Trevor Banks strikes first.
And what a confident booster drive. When you saw your star quarterback go down on the first pass attempt, and then what when that happened? I know the fans are thinking like that. And they come out and they say, hey, we have confidence in him. This is why he's on the team. And they deliver a good drive for a score.
So with 7:15 remaining here in the first half, it took a full quarter and some change to finally get somebody on the board. It's been that kind of night, but boy, it's been a pleasure calling this game. As we said, every inch feels like it's just been a struggle for both of these squads. Here's Jive. Tosses that out left side to slap, and Key is quick on the stop after a gain of 1.
So now you have to see how Albuquerque is going to respond. Been having trouble responding like just all season so far. It's still a lot in there. You need to find that weakness in that defense, and you got to find a way to get the opening.
Here's 2nd and 9. And it is Marion in motion. Like I said, you see her 6'6" frame there. Will Jive look that way? Pressure coming. Tip. And it falls incomplete. Just getting a hand in there was indeed number 24, Alex Marshall, the free safety, season 24 All-Star.
And sometimes you just don't need to pick the ball off. Just getting your hands in the passing lanes and knocking it down will do a lot.
3rd and 9 coming. Here's Jive. He's going to roll out, throws, unloads off the hands, intended target. Looking for Jack Wall. That's a big hit that jarred that loose. Here comes the punting unit.
And you have to go through your progression. When you saw that throw, Cameron, you saw 5 Anchorage defenders. That means somebody's open. You got to go through your progressions.
It's a low snap picked up by Miller. We'll see what he can do with this punt here. He gets it down to about the 41-yard line and turning upfield. Stopped at the 46, which is where Bob Wood and the Anchorage Wolves will take over, leading by 7. And boy, this is the big story of the night so far, the confidence that Trevor Banks continues to display here, Anthony.
It's been phenomenal.
5 of 8 for 84 yards and a touchdown, a QB rating of 137.5 at the moment. You can't ask for more than that from your backup QB. Here is a run by Osmosis, and as you said, now that they have to respect the pass, that run game kind of getting a little bit more beneficial to these Wolves.
And you see, Albuquerque only had 4 in the box, 5 in the box that time. That's an easy run play. Now it's a heavier in the box. Let's see what type of blocking we're going to see.
It's going to be a good run by Charlie Baker as she keeps turning those legs and gets rolled over for the first down. So the Wolves now starting to really move things along here.
Yeah, nice little off tackle to the left side. They're finding success running on that left side here. They're realizing the double team blocking has been really good by that offensive line.
Kevin Parker goes in motion. It's a give, left side to Osmosis, fighting hard for 3, and is stood up after that. So 2nd and 7 now on the way.
And now you're going to start to see some more bullying from the Wolves. They're going to run the football here. They're going to see if Albuquerque is going to respond.
Trapped along the trenches there was Baker, who tried to make something out of it. So pops left side and gets a couple. That'll bring up a 3rd and 4 situation where the playbook is virtually wide open.
And they're going to go with more of a spread formation.
Here's Banks. All day, the throw goes deep and throws the interception. Oh, man, overthrew the intended target. I believe it was going for Ryan Davis, but we've got a flag.
Oh, wow.
And they are going to get bailed out of this one, folks. Albuquerque with the infraction, the interference. Let's see if we can spot it here.
Yeah. Yep. You got to let the receiver move. Didn't turn around, look for the ball. That's a good call. I know how people will feel about it. but that's a clear-cut pass interference. You have to let that receiver move.
A 32-yard penalty, folks, that puts the Anchorage Wolves down inside the 5. What a drastic turn of events. And stepping in, untouched to the end zone, and high-stepping for 6 is Osmosis. Touchdown, Anchorage.
And you make them pay for the pass interference right there, and you seal the drive. What a emphatic run. Nobody touches the running back into the end zone. So you got a pass interference, and the next play, you put it in for a touchdown and make a bigger lead.
What an incredible turn of events, folks. As we said, we didn't get the first points of the day until 7 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Now the Wolves have put 2 touchdowns on the board. That time certainly with a lot of help on that pass interference penalty that set them up on the goal line. It is 14-0. Albuquerque trailing Anchorage. We'll see what the Adams can do. They nail it down in the back of the end zone. It'll come out to the 20. Chat, the more likes we get, the more people see our content. Each like contributes $1,000 to Monday's bingo pot. New viewers means new players, and new players means a growing community. Like this video and turn notifications on so you'll never miss a live stream, highlight, or a podcast. As always, thank you for your support to the Virtual Football Network and the SFL. Here is a run. That's Slap, who is cornered by Babineau, maybe a yard at best.
And they're just having trouble getting yardage here. Their best drive came off with a turnover, but then they missed the field goal. They haven't done anything since.
Jive going to throw out of the backfield, trying to set up a wide receiver screen with Jason Williams, and picks up a couple. And just like that, literally in the blink of an eye, it's 3rd and 6, and Albuquerque struggling to stay on the field.
Yeah, and then when they have these third down conversions, they are throwing it into triple coverage here. Just take your time, look through your progression. You're trying to get a first down. That's all you need right now.
Trips to the right. Here's Jive going to throw. No, absolutely blasted. It's K. Marion. A big hit at the end of that one by Justin Raside is going to pop that ball loose. And again, the punting unit will come on for the Adams.
10-year veteran right there. Just know when to hit the ball so it's not a pass interference. And that's a big hit.
It was a textbook hit. The punt, again, this is very deja vu. They'll start from their 45-yard line, just about where Anchorage was able to start that last drive. Again, fantastic field position with 3-4 remaining in the half for the Wolves.
And this is kind of what, like, Anchorage started slow last week and then put on the burners and put on the points here. You're starting to see them pick up right now.
Here's the big man, the tight end, Jonathan Kilgore, who goes in motion. Play clock down to 4 before it's snapped. Good running lanes, and there goes Osmosis, who's starting to, as you said, turn on the steam or turn up the just however way you want to put it. A great play.
And you know what? That was by number 68 center landing on him. What a way to, that key up the middle, when you double team that tackle and you can go up to the next level, that made it so easy to run the football there. And now they're going to spread it out. They're looking for that mismatch against the linebacker.
4 receivers to the right. Here's Banks with time. Throws over the middle. Tipped away. It's incomplete. Intended for Kevin Parker. Albuquerque in a spot now here. If they can put a little pressure on the quarterback Banks, maybe their luck can turn around.
I have not seen pressure from either team. If I know I'm going against a backup quarterback, I want to send as much pressure as possible.
Yeah, indeed. Again, it's picked up nicely. Banks throws, completes to the 30, goes right back to Parker, and now you start to see a little frustration out of this Albuquerque defense.
6'2", 230-pound, undrafted rookie is playing with a lot of poise right there, but what a throw in the tight coverage.
Trevor Banks out here looking like an all-star, a seasoned pro in his first time off the bench here as the 2-minute warning is called. It's been an action-packed first half, and the Wolves looking to continue to stretch out the lead. You're watching the SFL on the Virtual Football Network. The Wolves trying their best to take advantage of every opportunity the Albuquerque Adams have given them to this point in this game. For the moment, things looking good. Banks takes the snap, hands it to Osmosis. Trapped behind a defender. That's going to be a break in that run as Gronick makes the stop. 2nd and 8 for the Adams.
I'm starting to think if I can stop them here, I got to use some timeouts. You can get the ball back in Albuquerque. Right now, Anchorage loves this empty set.
That they do. Here's Banks throwing out of it into triple coverage. A big hit again. There you see Gronick making his name known early in this game. Pops that ball free, and it's 3rd and 8 coming up.
And stops the clock, which is really key. You can get out of here with not using the timeout. You'll have enough time to move down the field before the halftime.
Trips to the right. Banks going through his progression, now rolling left, steps up, throws, finds his man. That's Clausen. Shakes a tackle and gets down to the 1-yard line before being pushed out.
The throw was behind Clausen, but you had the body control and the focus to go back, get the football, and then turn your head up the field and make that defender miss the tackle right there. Stayed in bounds and got the extra yardage. That was a phenomenal play that you won't see come back up on the replay, but what a way to have that body control. Now it's 1st and goal, and you know what? I'm running it right up the gut.
2 missed tackles, spelling the doom for the Albuquerque Adams on that play. Here's a toss play, right side. Osmosis trying to shake a man off. He is brought down from behind, and a timeout is called for. That's Dave Wolf, the rookie, with the stop.
And that's a good job getting to the running back before they can break all the tackles here. But I got some stout offensive linemen in the middle. I want to test out the interior.
See what they do here, Anthony, as 1 minute is in the backfield behind Banks. Here's the snap. They do push the big pile, but nowhere to go. Another timeout called for, and that sets us up with a 3rd down situation. If Albuquerque can get a stop here, that would be the first big break that they'll have of this entire game, keeping them out of the end zone.
I would keep it on the ground here. My theory is if he passes that football, he's going to pass in double coverage and it'll be an interception. I would just run the football. If I don't get it, it's okay to get a field goal. But I don't want to pass this ball into tight coverage when they're playing man coverage right now.
Kevin Parker goes in motion, moves to the bottom of your screen. They will throw it. Banks with time, going to throw it back in the end zone, batted away, incomplete. And that's the danger that you're worried about, Anthony, as you've seen Amar Bryant Jr. get a hand on that one, but that's why you don't go that direction.
Yeah, and they're waiting for it. You brought somebody in motion because you wanted them to do a drag across the field, but that safety's waiting right there. That could be dangerous there. But it's all right. They have a field goal attempt, and they can go up 3 scores with this completed kick.
From the left hash mark, here is Joe Garfield trying to tack this on. This kick is good. It is now a 17-point game, 3 scores, as you mentioned, Anthony, and Anchorage still putting some points on the board. But with 1:06 seconds remaining, as we said, maybe the first real break in the action for Albuquerque in quite a while. A little chance to maybe do some magic before half. As we'll see this. Go ahead, Anthony.
I just want them to get a completed 1st down here. You got to get something going.
Yeah, I agree. If no time like the present, down by 17, you've got veterans like Cyrus Jive in there to help you along. Let's see what kind of traction they might can find. 65 seconds to play in the half. He's motion. That's Marion. Pressure coming. Jive rolling out just a little bit. Has to throw short again. And that has been just about the only thing they've been able to accomplish this first half. Those little check down underneath is all Jive has had to work with.
The pressure kind of like stopped them from looking down the field. So they were just trying to check it off. A great job by the defense.
Jack Wall, the tight end, moving to the right side of the formation. We'll see Jive going to roll out. Pressure coming, throws off his back foot, but he does have a man, or I should say that's Kay Marion down there, as she does grab that reception. A timeout called for short of midfield, though, so they do have a chance here, Anthony, to maybe make some yardage up, at least try to get a field goal of it.
And that's just nice to see, throwing the ball down the field, getting some yardage, moving the ball here, trying to get to midfield as quick as possible.
Here's the fullback, Williams. Line up to the left side as you see Jive going to throw to Williams. It's incomplete. That'll stop the clock with 20 seconds left in the half and bring up 2nd and 10. Split backs, it's Jive. Under center, it's Marion in motion. Jive going to roll out left, buy some time and throw back right to Marion. It's double coverage and we've got a flag.
Wow. Second pass interference call.
Yep, as they are able to get Julian Gasca on that one. And
I think rightfully so, Cameron. Like you're not really turning your head and you're just running into the receiver. I don't usually see pass interference calls, so I'm kind of like, oh, this is cool. They're finally like making those calls right there. Big play. Now you're getting closer towards your kicker's range.
15 seconds remaining in the half, so they give it to Slap, who cuts upfield. That may give you an idea right here what they want to do. Timeout called for. They may try to take the 3 points with Sammy Steele. What are we thinking, Anthony?
They want any points possible. So I'm setting up for my kicker, and I'm making a throw to the sideline because you already used your timeout.
Tight formation here as we see the tight end wall moving over to the right side. Play clock down to 1 before it's snapped, and they toss it back left to Slap, who gets out to the 30. And are we going to see a field goal attempt here? Oh, we come to the end of the half, ladies and gentlemen. And Albuquerque ought to not take the field goal points. They try to hope that the offense can get something going. That brings us to halftime. Ames lead 17-0. You're watching the SFL on the Virtual Football Network. Cameron Duty here with Anthony Ellison. Anthony, we'll take a quick recap here and look at the first half. And really, what's some of the things you want to see going into the third quarter?
Want to see the defense of Albuquerque pick up the pressure. You have a backup quarterback here that's been playing since pretty much the whole entire game, but is able to make the reads and progression because he has time because of the offensive line. If I'm Anchorage, I'm settling on the running game. I want to chew the clock, and I want to tire out the Albuquerque defense.
We take a look at Clausen, who's had a great day today. Of course, 54 yards on 1 touchdown, 27 yards per catch. That's a pretty good day at the office, if I do say so myself, as we welcome you back here to the Wolves' Den for the start of the third quarter. Anybody still has a contest in this game. The Adams, down by 3 scores, but this is by far anywhere close to being over. It's going to be an interesting final 2 quarters as Albuquerque will get the ball back as we get quarter number 3 underway. This will be returned across the 30 down to the 32. A little bit of a very brief history of the matchup between these two teams. They've only met once prior. It ended up coming down to the wire. Anchorage beating Albuquerque 24-21 back in season 24 in week 4. So not much to go off of there, Anthony. I mean, really, you got to come out here and try to train for a team that you haven't seen very much of.
Yeah, so it's like the first half is like a chess match to get a feel of it because you don't have enough tape to watch it and studying.
Dive hands off to Slap, who gets across the 35 down to about the 38-yard line, picks up 6 on first down. That's a really good run.
Yep, and that's a good positive play. That's exactly what Albuquerque needs. Set yourself up for second and short.
Offset I formation. Give goes to Jason Williams, the halfback, who is stuffed after a 2-yard gain. Going to bring up third and short, and they desperately need to convert here. That would be such a great momentum shifter for Albuquerque.
I believe they only have one first down, one third down completion so far this game, so this will be big.
They toss it left side. Good blocking out front, just enough for Slap, who spins his way back towards the middle of the field, and it is a first down. The drive will continue.
Big play call there. I'm a fan of that pitch to the outside. Love the tight end seal of that defensive end, and that's the first down that they need.
They give to Williams, who hits the hole with a head of steam before he stopped, picks up 3. Boy, he had all that momentum, and it just gets completely depleted by Babineau. Quickly back to the line they go in that I formation. Another give to Slap. Boy, they're working these halfbacks hard to start this third quarter. Going to be short of the first, but a 3rd and 2.
I think they can get some good yardage from, and they're recognizing that they're running to the weak side. So when the defensive line shifts over, you'll see Albuquerque is running away from that overload side.
3rd and 2 lined up again in the eye. That is Williams, who is going to be stuffed. Not able to get it. Young comes up with the big play. Big number 90, Darko Young, 6'4", 340 pounds. A big wall right there.
And what we're seeing is one team make an adjustment on the fly, and the other team does not. You see Anchorage making the adjustment on that play to stop the run, and Albuquerque is not making the check downs and the different calls that they need to.
That's a great kick by Kid Miller. Gets it down to the Anchorage 21-yard line, where they will start for their first drive of the second half. Still in there, folks, is Trevor Banks as Christensen. Silas Christensen goes down the early moments of the first quarter and has been on the sidelines ever since with an injury. Here's Trevor Banks, who's done a fine job today. This throw off the mark, though, incomplete. Again, going back for the rookie, Kevin Parker.
And that's a good stop there, but I do like that they're letting Banks throw the football, and he's been safe for the most part. He did have that interception that was called back, but still it was in heavy coverage.
Parker going in motion. He has been the hot target today in a lot of ways for Banks. There's the toss out to the left side to John Osmosis, who does not get back to the line of scrimmage. A good stop by Mark Bryant Jr.
And this is 3rd and long. This is exactly what you want to see if you're Albuquerque here. You want to get them off the field and try to get some points on the board.
3rd and long for the Anchorage Wolves. The Albuquerques could do themselves some favor here if they can get this stop, but they won't, because Banks takes off and slides for the first. Oh my goodness, that is so demoralizing for this defense.
Hey, Anchorage fans, did you get nervous? Did you see that in the first quarter and what happened? But this time, he was able to protect himself. He slid. He didn't get hit. He didn't lose the football. But that is, you're right, very demoralizing for Albuquerque, because it's 3rd and long. You got him where you want it.
Yeah, that you do. And Banks just making all the right plays today so far. A little floater there. That finds its way to Ryan Davis for a 9-yard gain on first down.
And you know what they're calling? Just nice, safe plays. And, take the receiver that's open. You don't have to throw it deep. And it moves the football. You don't have to go for, the big plays.
Give the Osmosis just a hard-fought yard there, and does so as he works his way close to the midfield logo that's getting a lot of wear and tear. You see where a lot of action's been played right around that 50-yard line today. Sit downs for the Wolves. The big man, the tight end, Jonathan Kilgore, sets up on the left side of the formation. They give it to Charlie Baker as she runs for 5 on first down. And you know, Anthony, that's something that we early in this game was talking about, how neither team could get any kind of movement along the offensive line in the ground attack. It certainly opened up in favor of Anchorage as this day has went on. We'll touch on that after this play. Again, lining up here in the eye. There's the give, a couple yards and nothing more on the carry. 30 coming up.
And shout out to the Pickle brothers, and then on him, the center and the 2 guards. They're doing their damage up the middle, and that's not easy. They're just getting a phenomenal push by that interior offensive line.
3rd and short. They're going to line up and run it again, and they're going to say first down for Charlie Baker. Now that's going to be a close spot there. I kind of thought for a minute Baker might be short, wondering if we'd see that second challenge by Albuquerque, and there it is.
Yeah, and this is a close call. It's like Baker fell forward. She fell forward, but it's just about where the football landed. But I think she got it. Another good run up the middle.
Here, yeah, this will be the telltale view. Oh, wow.
My thing is, it has to be inclusive evidence.
It is overturned. Albuquerque wins that challenge. They are not charged a timeout. And so that is going to bring up a 4th and inches. Now will Anchorage decide to go for it here? We've seen it earlier in the game.
I absolutely will. And what I am calling is an inside run. I'm running it up the middle, and I feel like I'm confident I can get this first down.
1 yard to go, maybe the longest yard of the day for the Wolves. They toss it left side. Osmosis just enough for the first down to keep this drive going.
What a play. Number 47. We haven't called his name all day. Tornado Rivera with a kick out block from the pull position for the tight end was phenomenal.
Throws into a tight window. It's incomplete. Again, was looking for Kevin Parker, and the ball comes out. Stops the clock with 3:52 remaining in the third. A fast-moving third quarter at that.
And some people said that might be like a very gusty play call. That's confidence built up throughout the game to run it on 4th down.
They go back right side with Osmosis, who cuts up field, sees the gap, and picks up 5. And that does move them into a 3rd and short situation here. That'll help their efforts.
Yeah, that'll help their efforts right there. I do that they run this empty set on 3rd and 5, and they're going to look for something inside and try to beat one of those linebackers.
We go back to that empty set. They let Banks go to work. It's tipped away. 4th and 5 incoming. Getting a hand on that one was TJ Frosty. What a big play by Frosty there to swat that one away and out of the direction of anybody.
Big stop there on 3rd down.
Jim Garfield on again to punt. That was a huge stop. It was a drive that took a lot of time off the clock. This one not going to get a lot on it, but it's going to get a good bounce. Bounces inside the 15, down to about the 14-yard line. So while the kick had a lot of air under it, it didn't go too far, but got a heck of a bounce, really.
That was a friendly bounce. You got a 12-yard bounce from a short punt.
To me, in real time, it looked like maybe the snap was not right there. He kind of had to pick that one up maybe off his right foot. Could have had something to do with it. Jack Hall now going to go in motion as they give to Slap. And while I do love and appreciate the effort they're putting into this ground game, Anthony, are you like me, and do you find yourself saying, you got Cyrus Jive, you got to let this guy go a little bit unhinged maybe. Turn him loose for a moment or two.
Yeah, you got to push the ball down the field. We really haven't seen it that much today.
Cyrus has quietly had a day of 10 completions on 17 attempts, but for only 85 yards. Some of those passes actually, some of that yardage, of course, as they've been aided by some pass interference that has helped them along the way. So just a really quiet day overall at the office for the Adams, still looking to put their first point on the board. 3rd and 5 coming here. You see motion, it's split backs. And Jive going to roll out 3rd and 5. Going to throw. Finds his man. Big play. Yeah. They just needed a conversion. And it's Justin Williams, the fullback.
Out of the backfield. I kind of like the play call. Roll out. Just got right past the defensive end. And that's a different play. I really do appreciate it. Big first down here. You stay on the field. And now, Cameron, let's see if you can get something productive out of this.
Yeah, let's see. 1:35 remaining in the 3rd quarter. That we said, blink and you missed. A lot of ground game that's kept the clock running. For Albuquerque, though, they need points. They need it now. Down by 17. Got to start moving as Slap picks up 3.
I didn't say you want to keep honest with running the football, but like you say, Cameron, we're running out of time here. We're getting close to the end of the 3rd quarter.
Here's Jive. Pocket kind of narrow there, but he gets rid of it, and the ball, I believe, comes loose. Jack Wall not able to reel it in, unfortunately, and that brings up 3rd and 7.
I like the play design, but good job by the defense knocking the ball loose.
So they go trips formation to the right. Here is Jive again under center. Haven't seen him work out a shotgun much, if any, at all today. He's blasted as he throws. That'll be incomplete. Total domination today from the Wolves and quarterback Adam Jones on the play.
And that's a gamble you take when you do those rollout passes. If you don't get that still block to the outside, that defensive end is going to come screaming at you and lay the hit.
Ken Miller has been incredibly active tonight. Had a lot of punts in this game so far. He gets this one back to the Anchorage 30, which is a quick pop. No return on the play. 52 seconds remaining. And if you are the Wolves, take a look, folks. Look who's back in this game. Silas Christensen has returned. Haven't seen him since the first series of the 1st quarter, but he's back with 52 seconds left in the 3rd. They give to Osmosis.
And I know everybody's glad to see him back in here. Shout out to Trevor Banks that did a phenomenal job holding it down while Christensen was out. Now let's see how this offense opens up.
A job well done by the young man, Trevor Banks, indeed. Let's see what happens here as we've got a run. It's Charlie Baker. Close to the 1st. Going to be 3rd and short. We might get one more play off here in the 3rd.
But regardless, the clock is chewing, and they are confident that they can get this first down, setting up for those patented inside run.
There's the snap with 1 second on the clock. Osmosis gets the first, and that's all they need to extend this drive into the 4th quarter. And here we go. 3 quarters down, 1 to go. Time to get your 4s in the chat. It's been all Anchorage since the middle of the 2nd quarter. They keep pouring on the steam. You're watching the SFL on the Virtual Football Network. Cameron Duty and Anthony Ellison here in the booth with you today. Justin Reside and Ron Haynes, fantastic work in the stats truck. As always, gentlemen, much appreciated. And a big thanks to Cameron Irvine at SFL headquarters. Christensen under center. 4 receivers to the right side. Let's see if he looks that way. Going to throw to the flat. Stepping out of bounds is Kevin Parker after a gain of 2.
Good job there. Just motion to have a quad stack and just did a little out route, little drag to the outside. Pick up a couple yards.
Another empty set. Like we said, they've used that all night long. Christensen unloads into double coverage. It's incomplete. Nobody was home. Back to a point you made earlier in this game. You said they are running their initial offense with Banks as the backup. There's a good example of it. That set still hanging around now with Christensen back in.
And you tell like they had all the confidence that Banks can make that play. You know Silas can. So let's see on this third down.
Third down, Christensen going to roll out, throws, one-handed grab by guess who? Every time they needed a big play, you look for Guy Clausen. It's a first down, and the frustration mounts for Albuquerque.
For Guy Clausen, it doesn't matter what quarterback is in. He's going to make the plays. You can rely on him, and trust me, that's a quarterback's dream. You can just trust that the receiver is going to make that catch. You're going to throw it, doesn't matter where it is.
That had to feel good for Christensen to get in there and get a great completion after limited activity today. Ball inside the 40-yard line of the Albuquerque Adams. That is a run. That is Osmosis who gets 3. We talked about the clock, how quick it's running. Albuquerque with a 17-point deficit at the moment. But it feels like if Anchorage is able to get a touchdown here, Anthony, it could spell a lot of doom for those Adams. As we see a give. Yeah, what a heck of a block there for Charlie Baker, who picks up a couple.
And they've been doing a good job with balancing Osmosis and Baker as a 1-2 tandem. They've been keeping fresh, and you can tell right now in the fourth quarter when people get tired and their legs start to get tired, these two running backs are gaining speed.
Yeah, they are primed and ready to go. No cramps, no exhaustion, no dehydration. They just keep churning. There's a good example of that indeed. Osmosis try to push the pile. It is 4th and 4. Quickly, let's go to our first SFL game break with Cameron Irvine. Good evening.
Thank you, Cam. Good game going on in Fort Worth. 14-6 at this point. Toro's up, but Isaac Covert finds Mike Twinscrew dragging defenders in the end zone. The 2-point try was no good, and Fort Worth added a field goal before the half. It's 17-12 Fort Worth at the break as Anchorage goes up 20-0. Back to you.
Thank you, Cam. From deep downtown, that's Joe Garfield with a 50-yard kick. Sticks it inside the upright there just enough. And Anchorage now leads 20-0 over the Albuquerque Adams.
Yeah, it's been nothing but a dominant performance so far for Anchorage. And if you're Albuquerque, you just want to see you just get a drive and get some points on the board. You never want to be shut out. And it just starts by one play at a time.
And that has really been the biggest hurdle for the Albuquerque Adams this entire game. One play at a time has not really resulted to many plays. It's been a lot of 3 and outs, a lot of punts by punter Ken Miller, who's had a busy day. Here's Jive throwing nobody home, sails that one to the middle of the field, and it's incomplete.
But I have to tip my cap off to this Anchorage defense that's been really just blanketing the receivers all game.
Yeah, indeed. It's been smothering defense by the Anchorage Wolves. Here's Jive. Roll out and throw off the hands of the fullback. And that's incomplete. Again, another 3rd and 10 to navigate out of. Here's Jive. Pretty good pocket. Stands in there and is able to complete, finding K. Marion. You know, Marion had a really good start to this game. Kind of had to go away from Marion, but now coming back late in this one for the first.
Yeah, and what a throw there. Back shoulder. You have a big target there. Just let her go up and grab it.
Ball out to the 40. Here's Job, throws out of the backfield. We've seen that a lot today. And, of course, right there on the spot is the Anchorage Wolves. Big-time tackle on site by Julian Gasca.
Keep the ball moving here. We want to try to get something there. Clock is ticking. Go back to your playmakers.
Here's John rolling out, going deep. A big grab by Marion again, who's been a really saving grace for this offense tonight.
It's so nice to have a big target that's going to go up there and just bring down everything. And just a mismatch right there. You got a 6'6" receiver. Let her go up and get it. That's exactly what we saw.
Folks, this is a very important drive. Anthony, you made the comment about how you never want to go scoreless in a game. Anchorage has never been shut out of a game. They don't want to start tonight. Finally, down here at the 37-yard line, maybe they get some points. Here's a good run by Slap. Spins off of a man. It's out to the 30. So field goal range now, a good possibility to avoid this shutout.
Yeah, you don't want Albuquerque don't want to get shut out here. I'm still pushing it for the touchdown.
2nd and 3 as we see motion. Here is a give, and that's a nice run by Jason Williams. A little hesitation there, and then hits the hole to pick up the first down. 5:24 remaining in the fourth.
Patience there. That was a good play. And now another first down. They're collecting first downs, getting closer.
Job gonna go left, throw back to the middle of the field, kind of off the back foot there, but does find Marion for a gain of 8.
Yeah, and I would keep this tempo going. They are finding a rhythm, and it's all starting with K. Marion.
Formation inside the 17-yard line, as we've got. This is going to be a close spot, but they're going to stay first down and then back to the line for the no huddle. I believe that was Slap on the carry. Here we go. Job going to float this one up, and it's just batted down. Access denied, says Julian Gasca, who's had a really good night tonight.
Yeah, and they were just trying to hurry up to the line, so they wasn't able to challenge the flag there. And once again, when you get to the red zone, it's so difficult because there's not that much room to maneuver.
Yeah, for Julian Gasca, it's 4 tackles, 2 assists, and 1 pass deflection. Here's Job rolling left, throwing for the end zone. It's incomplete. Wonderful coverage down there on K. Marion, and the ball is popped loose. I believe that was Babineau in coverage.
That was a heck of a play right there. But I want to go back to that play there because that was a single coverage. You just got to be able to go up for it.
Yeah, they got the matchup they wanted. Just didn't get it in. 3rd and 10 now on the way for Albuquerque. Here's Don to roll out again. Back towards the end zone. Tipped away. No serve. Incomplete. That's Alex Marshall, the free safety.
Their field goal range here. You can... Nope. Go for it.
Yeah, they are. We said they were wanting to avoid shutout, but what means more than that is getting touched on the board, not just the 3 points. They're going for 7. Here's a throw. It's batted away again. 3 straight deflections, and the drive will end. Julian Gasca gets another deflection.
And that was number 27 right there. Adam Jones playing that robber coverage in the middle. Recognized the pass was there. Got the hand up. Knock it down.
Yeah, thank you for that, Anthony. Good job. Check that. That was Adam Jones, like you said, sir. Appreciate that. Good eye, friend. He get the deflection. Don't want to take that away from him. Here's Osmosis now for the Wolves, running left side, and all that's left to do here is run the clock out and secure the victory for the Anchorage Wolves, who will go to 2-1 on the season.
Yeah, and they did it with essentially a backup quarterback, and that's phenomenal. That's believing in the game plan that you have and executing it to perfection. And that's what we saw here when there's a shutout involved.
Pushing up the middle. That's the big fullback, Lars Bazar, who gets a carry late in this one. So 3rd and 3 now coming.
And we're starting to see, Aaron, a team that can be very dangerous going forward. When we knew that you could run the football, but that wasn't the bread and butter today. They passed the ball, and they got really effective, good catches early on.
And this is going to set up what's going to be a big matchup next week, which we'll talk about right after this play. As that's going to be a delay of game. Very rare that you see that out of Christensen and company.
I think they were just sacrificing, chewing up all of the clock.
Yeah, that had to be the case. So on 3rd and 8 now. Offset formation in the backfield. Blocking out front. Osmosis gets close and will get credited with the first.
Oh, do you have a challenge? That looked kind of short, but once again, you didn't want it to get that way. What a way. Good job. Number 60 pulling from your guard position and getting out there and making a big block once again. And that was Damon Pickle. Fantastic job today. Offensive line for Anchorage.
Anthony, Albuquerque does not have a challenge. They've already used 2 in this game. So the first will stand. And now continuing to run it here. Good carry with Charlie Baker. Close to the first. You mentioned, Anthony, how good Anchorage is looking. This sets up a big matchup on Valentine's Day, as a matter of fact. Do you want wine, roses, candy, dinner out? No, just you and your significant other tune in to the Mexico City Aztecs and Anchorage Wolves next week on Valentine's Day. That'll be fun. 2 minutes left here in Anchorage. You're watching the SFL on the Virtual Football Network.
Yeah, I think Anchorage is going to give Mexico City a run for their money.
Going to be a very exciting matchup indeed. So keep your eye on that one. And there's Osmosis, who is going to get just enough for the first, and you'll start seeing those timeouts get burned. For Albuquerque, they will fall to 0-3. Tough contest the first 2 weeks, losing by 10 to Minnesota, 11 to Pitt. And now shut out for the first time in their career, or in their franchise's history, forgive me, here in Anchorage. And they've got Los Angeles coming up in a division matchup next week. Another timeout called for as we work our way down to the final moments of this game. Folks, we would like to remind you, every Tuesday on the Virtual Football Network, you can catch highlights of every game from around the league on SFL Blitz, hosted by Commissioner Cameron Irvine. Listen for your name, get a recap of what you might have missed, and see if you're lucky enough to be named a Player of the Week by the top brass. It's SFL Blitz every Tuesday on the Virtual Football Net. Another timeout has been called, Anthony.
Yeah, and this has been a really great performance by Anchorage. It's a balance there. You see Osmosis is almost at the 100-yard, but it's just been a solid balance of pass and run.
It has, and as they do bring up 4th and 7, Albuquerque will get the ball back. But you have to talk about just what a clinic this was by the backfield, by Osmosis, by Charlie Baker, and an offensive scheme that whether you had Banks or Christensen in, it was almost fail-safe the way it looked today. Just a great design, and everybody executing, hitting their marks on this 4th 7. You're going to see a lot of clock running out here.
And if I'm not mistaken, they also did not give up a sack, and that's big.
Yeah, huge. How many times do we call that, in a game? Not many. And, this Anchorage Wolves has done just a standout job all the way around. Certainly putting the league on notice, no doubt, wouldn't you say?
No, it definitely, if you wasn't paying attention to them, now you are. You got to be aware, like, they did it essentially with a backup quarterback.
1 minute and 2 seconds remaining. Ball on the 31-yard line. Cyrus John going to go back to work. Throws, finds Marion. Quick first down. Here's where the time will start running quickly. No huddle inside of a minute to go. Spikes it with 50 seconds remaining. Folks, a programming note coming up tomorrow on the VFN. DJ Kilgannon faces his former team. Chicago visits Arizona in primetime under the lights at 9 p.m. Eastern right here on the Virtual Football Network. Other action around the league includes Pittsburgh and Houston. That starts at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, plus Carolina and Detroit and Los Angeles and Minnesota. It's all right here on the VFN. And once more, there's Gasca in on a deflection, and it's 3rd and 10 for the Adams. There's K. Marion in motion. Here's Jive, going to throw off the mark, 4th and 10, one play left in the bag possibly for Albuquerque this evening.
It's just been not finding the rhythm for Albuquerque. It's been really tough because Anchorage defense, they've been playing great pass coverage all game.
You hear the home team crowd stand up and cheer. One more stop for the Wolves. They got it in them. It's a throw over the middle, and they do. Marion knocked loose. That's Rasad who puts the bow on top, the big present for the Anchorage faithful.
And Rasad has been playing stellar defense at the safety position there. What a way to go low and take out the legs and just knock the ball loose. He's just been an absolute missile at that strong safety position.
Well, let's lift now. Victory formation. As we said, Anchorage putting the league on notice and a very impressive victory. The shutout, the first time it's ever happened to the Albuquerque Adams. They look to bounce back against Los Angeles next week in a divisional battle. Anchorage will go to Mexico City in what is going to be one of the highlights of the next week of SFL action. As we see them come back to the line here, Anthony, or I should say at the huddle formation, they may not have to actually snap it again.
No, they shouldn't. That's ball game.
That'll do it. Anchorage, 20. Albuquerque, 0. In a game that once that second quarter got going, the Wolves never looked back. Big congratulations to Banks coming off the bench, leading for the injured Christensen. Give me your final thoughts, Anthony, and a game ball.
It's gonna be Trevor Banks for me. I think that having that weight on your shoulder as a backup quarterback and come in there, no turnover, like turn the ball over like not at all, like one time, and was able to get the scoring drive. 17 points in that second quarter alone. Tip my hat. Fantastic job by the defense, blanking out Albuquerque, which never happens. And once again, that running game, it wasn't as crazy last week, but you know what? It was proficient, and this is a scary team going forward.
Absolutely. Fantastic job, and a fantastic job by our crew. Special thanks to Ron Haynes, Justin Rasad, Cameron Irvine, and my buddy Anthony Ellison. I'm Cameron. Have a good night. You're watching the SFL on the Virtual Football Network. We'll see you next time.